Hello people. How would you like if your government one day decided to create a database of all the residents of your country? In that database they will store your name, address, father's name, your date of birth, your fingerprints, and your retina scan. And give you a unique identification number, which can be used to access all your information by that number. That was what exactly the government of India did back in 2009. To understand what is that database and how it works, let's get into it. Aadhaar, one card to rule them all. The whole enterprise of collecting people's data and storing it into a centralized database and allotting a unique identification number is simply known as Aadhaar. The process works something like this. You go to a registration center and give all the information, and they will take your fingerprints and retina scan on the spot. This information is then stored in a database and you will get a confirmation receipt, and within 15 days of registration you will receive a card with your name, your father's name, your date of birth, your address, and the unique identification number printed on it. This card is called Aadhaar card. Now you can use it everywhere as an identification document. Now you know what Aadhaar is, but you might still be wondering why government would need such an identification database. The main push of the government for the Aadhaar was direct benefit transfer. That means all the benefits that government provide to the individuals will become easy to access. The main benefits that expected to be affected the most were the subsidies provided on the LPG cylinders used for cooking, and ration shops, or public distribution system. These are the places where government provide food grains, such as wheat and rice, at a very heavily discounted price. To understand the importance of Aadhaar, we must take a look at how direct benefit transfer work. For the case of LPG cylinder subsidy, before Aadhaar, the subsidy was given in the form of low price of LPG cylinder. But after the Aadhaar you have to pay the full price of gas cylinder, and the amount of subsidy will be transferred to your bank account. To avail this facility, you have to link your Aadhaar number to your bank and to your LPG connection. And for the public distribution centers, people have to link their Aadhaar number to their ration card and give food grains at low price. The distributor at the shop will take your fingerprint and run it against the Aadhaar database to confirm that you are eligible to avail the benefit. The direct benefit transfer helped the government to give facilities to the people who truly deserve them, and discourage the people who took unfair advantage of the government programs. Despite the advantages government promised with this Aadhaar card, if you do not like the idea of all your biometric information stored in a database which is easily accessible by the government, then also you don't have to worry, because it is not compulsory to register for Aadhaar. This program is completely voluntary, even though registering for Aadhaar is voluntary and not mandated by the government, but still, the government presented it as a must for every citizen in order to avail any welfare scheme of the government. And because of the perception created by the government, normal people thought that it was not a voluntary thing but a mandatory one, and nearly every person who could register for an Aadhaar card had registered for an Aadhaar card, and with the increasing number of Aadhaar registration, the privacy concerns of people also started to increase. Some people look at Aadhaar as a violation of right to privacy, a right that is granted to every citizen by the Constitution of India. And the risk of cyber attack is also there, as all the data that is collected, which include biometric data in the form of fingerprints and iris scans, is stored at a centralized location. And the government have not ensured that the centralized database is hack-proof, or capable of averting a cyber attack. With all the privacy and security concerns in sight, many public interest litigations have been filed in the various courts around the country, and many PILs have been filed in the Supreme Court of India. In response to these PIL, the Supreme Court ruled, stated that no person should suffer for not getting Aadhaar. And the government cannot deny welfare or any other benefit to anyone for not having Aadhaar. Even with the Supreme Court declaring Aadhaar not compulsory, the central and state governments are still pushing to connect Aadhaar number to all sorts of services and things. And government make it seem that it is mandatory to link your Aadhaar number to things like your bank account, PAN card, phone number, ration card, and even at the time of taking admission in school you have to provide your Aadhaar number. And as a result of this serious push for Aadhaar from the government, Everybody is registering to get an Aadhaar number. As of 2018, more than 1.22 billion people have been registered in the Aadhaar database and have unique Aadhaar number. In the end, we can see clearly that the government is pushing Aadhaar as mandatory even after Supreme Court has declared it voluntary. We cannot go against the government and boycott Aadhaar, because despite all the concerns, the benefits derived from Aadhaar cannot be denied. All we can do is to be careful ourselves. We should treat Aadhaar number similarly as we treat our bank account number. We should not give our Aadhaar number to just anybody. The benefits of Aadhaar outweighs the concerns against it, so it is our duty to remain careful while sharing our Aadhaar number with anyone, and be safe and secure.